Vehicles are one of the most important innovations in the world, yet most of us are so used to them that they've almost become boring. But while Lamborghinis and private jets might occasionally excite us, they're nothing compared to some of the craziest and downright amazing vehicles that the world has ever seen. These aren't any old cars though, oh no. We're talking some of the most marvelous mechanized machines that are on a whole nother level. That's why today, we're going to be taking a look at vehicles whose power, design, and speed will blow your hair back and make you reevaluate how you look at anything on wheels for the rest of your days. Ready to take a look? Let's get it on! Karlmann King. Looking as though Ferrari designed the Batmobile, the Karlmann King is a serious head-turner of a luxury car. And while the outside is already slick enough to make your jaw drop, taking a look inside will really blow your mind. Decked out with alligator skin seats, real gold trim, and neon lit all over, this really does seem like something Bruce Wayne would be driving. It even comes with a built-in espresso maker to start your day off right, and a champagne cooler to end it in style. The decadent seats don't just give you a ton of legroom, they can also recline to provide a well-earned nap on your way to the next after-party. It's no wonder that the King is the most expensive SUV on the planet, with the premium package costing a cool $3.5 million. With a price tag like that, it's good to know that you'll be safe inside, because this wild ride is completely bulletproof for when billionaire playboys switch over to their Caped Crusader mode in the night. I don't care what anyone says, this car was definitely designed with Batman in mind. Sherp. Part ATV, part boat, and all insane power, the Russian-made Sherp is an all-terrain vehicle that everybody wants a chance to ride around in. This amphibious mini monster truck can conquer any obstacle you put in front of it as easily as if it were a marble countertop. This bad boy rips through ice, snow, sand, or mud like it's nothing, and provides an insanely fun ride for whoever's lucky enough to be behind the wheel. But the craziest part of this truly all-terrain vehicle comes when it meets water. Most people wouldn't dare drive on thin ice, but it just adds to the adventure of the fully amphibious Sherp, which functions like a boat the second it detects a drop of water. Watching the wheels drive through water like a road is really a strange sight to behold, because a vehicle that looks like this just shouldn't be able to do that. But the Sherp is the ATV that makes the impossible a really fun reality. Rezvani Tank. Meet the assault vehicle of the future, the Rezvani Tank. Unlike your boring old clunky tanks, the Rezvani is fully street legal since it fits in the lanes. Could you imagine trying to cut through traffic in one of these? That's where the Rezvani shines. While on the outside it provides a perfectly elegant figure that's sure to turn some heads around the town, it also comes equipped with military-grade defensive features. Besides the standard bulletproof armor, it's packed with night vision scopes, gas masks, bomb-proof shielding, disoriented strobe lights, and it can even throw smoke screens for quick getaways, like something straight out of a street racer. And I really do mean quick. The tank has an absolutely crazy 1,000 horsepower under its hood. But what's the point of all that power and security if you're not driving the pinnacle of comfort and luxury? While the specs on the Rezvani read more like an ad for an apocalypse-proof bunker, the inside surpasses the class of most luxury vehicles with more than double its price tag. Mars Rover. Sure, driving around on Earth is cool and all, but this mechanized miracle is truly out of this world. It's good to know that the first astronauts to set foot on another planet will be cruising the Martian sands in style when they're behind the wheel of the Mars Rover. But looks aren't all this astronomical vehicle has going for it. The rover is designed to work as a mobile laboratory to give NASA incredibly detailed information on the red planet on the move, and can withstand the rocky, untamed surfaces and wicked sandstorms on Mars without so much as disturbing the driver. Until NASA's mandated Martian arrival date of 2033 though, the rover is confined to Earth like the rest of us. Unless you're watching this video from ISS, in which case, hey, how's the weather up there? Being used for educational trips meant to get kids excited for the future of space travel. If this thing pulled up to my school, I'd definitely get the grades to be an astronaut when I grew up. Latrons. Ever wanted a car that's more than meets the eye? While the Latrons might seem like a regular BMW, it's got a crazy secret hidden inside. Don't believe me? It does hide it well, but just take a look for yourself. Yeah, it's a real-life Transformer, complete with a booming robot voice and fully movable head and limbs. This insanely brilliant childhood fantasy for pretty much everyone on the planet was made by Turkish R&D startup Ledivision to show off their engineering mastery, and well, they've definitely flexed pretty hard with this one. When on the road, Letrons is a fully functional BMW that could be passing you in traffic at any time, a thought that ought to really make you think twice next time you're contemplating cutting someone off. Range Rover Classen. A Range Rover is already a pretty solid status symbol, but the Range Rover Classen is on a completely different level. This incredibly unique car does luxury in two different ways. At any given time, it comes off as any standard Range Rover, but in about 5 seconds flat, it kicks it up a notch and goes from SUV to personal limousine. The back of the car literally stretches out like a transformer, converting the backseat into a fully functional lounging area, complete with 2 extra hidden doors and seats, a full entertainment system, and probably most important of all, a whole lot of legroom for everyone on board. The Classen is the ultimate hybrid of personal drivability and opulent flexing. And who hasn't dreamed of having a car that can transform itself like something out of a cartoon? Humrider. You ever get that feeling when you're stuck sitting in traffic wanting to just be able to fly over everyone and think of how fast you'd get where you were going? Well, while we aren't quite at hover cars yet, the Humrider is without a doubt the best solution you could ever ask for. This ingenious vehicle is entirely on another level. Literally, at the flick of a switch, the Humrider is hydraulically lifted up 9 feet in the air, high enough to just pass right over the majority of other cars. The wheels are also pushed out the side a bit, so the gap is just wide enough to not worry about damaging the other cars on the road, because that's one massive expense you definitely don't want. Sadly, this is just a concept car designed to promote Verizon's hydraulics products, but that doesn't take away from how much of a dream come true this elevated ride would be for anyone's daily commute. GXT Raptor. The GXT Raptor is every gamer's fantasy turned reality. This tricked-out truck took years of engineering and design to put together, coming from the best minds in both the automotive and gaming industries. While the outside might look impressive with its monster truck tires and Trust Gamers custom grille, but the inside is where it really shines. Within the Raptor is the ultimate gamer station, ready to play in any way you can imagine, with 5 top-of-the-line gaming PCs, 7 4K screens built into pretty much every surface around, 2 PlayStation 4 Pros, and even a full DJ booth to get hyped for the competition. An entire gaming station slides out of the back so pro gamers can gear up for a match anywhere at any time. The vehicle is meant as a mobile gaming station for both traveling professionals and enthusiasts at conferences, events, and more. The best part is that now your mom can't complain about you sitting at home playing video games all day. Panther Water Car. You no longer need to be a spy like James Bond to be able to drive a car on water. The folks over at Panther did, however, make sure to keep that slick Bond-esque style in mind when designing the water car, because even on land this vehicle has that never-before-seen feel as it passes by. Retailing at $180,000, it's expensive for a car, but an absolute steal for a boat. The only downside? Having to pay 2 types of insurance. It's absolutely worth it though, when you can circumvent traffic by just cutting through a bay or canal. And you don't even need to make any special preparations when you make the decision to drive right in. The Panther automatically detects moisture and shifts from terrain to nautical vehicle on the spot. And once it does, it really rips. The amphibious vehicle hits speeds of 45 miles per hour on the water, and honestly it looks totally weird to see a full car skimming across the surface like that, but once you realize you're seeing one of the coolest inventions on 4 wheels ever made, you'll most likely be dying to take it for a spin. Carpool DeVille. Out in Canada, 2 rogue engineering students took the idea of carpooling to school together a bit too literally and came up with the incredibly cool Carpool DeVille. Both a classic muscle car and a fully functional hot tub, the DeVille is completely unlike anything the world has ever seen before. The pair began working on this crazy take on a nautical vehicle while in college and spent the next 8 years fine-tuning and perfecting the systems until they could easily drive around while taking a relaxing dip in the tub. But as if the car wasn't cool enough as it is, in 2014 the twosome started a Kickstarter campaign to try to raise funds to perfect the project and take the DeVille out to Utah in order to set the world record for the fastest hot tub of all time. Their campaign ended up raising over $11,000, more than the amount they needed to pull off the record attempt, but the event they planned to set their record at was ironically canceled on account of rain. The duo still managed to break the record by successfully driving the carpool 50 miles per hour, which is a lot when you have an open, sloshing body body of water behind the wheel. However, an official record keeper wasn't present, so their insanely cool title has yet to be put into the history books. Psst, hey, you still there? Well, since you made it this far, here are all the shoutouts we promised everyone that commented on our previous video. If you want to be shouted out in our next upcoming video as well as the ones prior, just make sure you're subscribed to the channel and leave a comment down below saying, "Pick me!" Once you're at it, you might as well leave a like too.